What's up, fanboys and fangirls? Welcome back to episode 2 of our Watchmen TV talk. We're going to talk about episode 2. My name is Luke, and this is Mr. Brett.
Oh, Mr. Brett today.
Mr. Brett.
If you watched last week's episode, you know that normally there's someone sitting here in between us.
There is somebody.
The beautiful Tyler Davis. And he's not here this time, but that's okay. We wish he's not feeling well, so get better.
Yeah, don't be sick, Tyler. But yes, we are here to talk episode 2 of Watchmen. Don't remember the title because it was weird again.
I love these titles. It's the martial feats of Comanche horsemanship.
Yes. I wonder if that was the name of the painting that they show. Like halfway through in the house.
Yeah.
In Good's house. Is it? I don't know what else it would be named after.
And yeah.
Like I guess last week's episode, that's a line from the song in Oklahoma.
Right.
And I didn't catch that, and I didn't know that, and I saw somebody else.
I hadn't even put together that painting, but that makes way more sense.
Just trying to connect dots.
I'm glad someone can, because man, let me tell you, this show is like making me think, and I love that.
It is. It really does make you think, in the best way possible. Because first of all, it's a lot of fun, and it's got that DC dark and gritty stuff that everybody loves, right? But no, it's a lot of fun. It's a blast. It's really well written, all this stuff. But compared to the first episode, I'd say the first episode was a lot better.
You can tell they pulled out all the stops of the first episode, and now we're kind of settling into the story.
Yeah,
which is fine. It's not a knock against this episode. You can't have every episode be 110 miles an hour. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, you end up with a 4-episode show. Yeah, you end up with Game of Thrones season 8.
Very true. Yeah, this episode really slowed it down and was like, "Hey, this is kind of what this world is like.
Yeah,
this is how things operate. Here's for instance the museum she goes to."
I appreciated how it opened with a little bit of some weird World War I stuff, but then it kind of transitioned real nicely into the Redfordations and the museum, and talking a little bit more about Black Wall Street, giving us even more history outside of just the one scene in the pilot, which was great. Yeah,
it was a great scene. I'm really glad that wasn't just like, here's a great opening to a show.
Yep.
It's like, no, it's more than that. It's impactful to the show. Like, it might be a thing that keeps impacting the show.
Yep.
Because, I mean, it impacts one character and maybe another character a whole lot.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know if we want to talk about this first, we find out that, what was his name? Will, dude in the wheelchair.
Old man in the wheelchair.
Wheelchair McGavin. It turns out that he is the grandfather of our main character, Angela Abar.
Yeah. So, kind of confirms...
Spoilers, by the way. We just ruined episode 2 for you.
If you're watching this, what are you doing? Go watch the show. Then come back and watch this.
Yes.
But yeah, I think it's really interesting. HBO shows do this really well, which is sprinkle in kind of time hops throughout, and even just in these first 2 episodes, we get to see at the beginning of this episode, we see who I'm 100% sure is Will's father in World War I, somewhere over in Europe, getting these Nazi propaganda flyers about
probably not Nazi.
Well,
one.
I thought it was.
It was German.
I thought it was red. Oh, sorry. Okay. Oh, sure. Not Nazi yet.
Not yet.
My bad. Got that timeline a little mixed up there. So yeah. So German propaganda flyers about why are you fighting for America when there's all this segregation.
Yeah.
And we see that near the end of the episode or midway through. I don't remember. We see that on the back of it was written, "The save or."
Watch over this boy.
Watch over this boy. And it's the same boy from the pilot of the intro of the first episode. Mm-hmm. And it all connects back to really flesh out this history of these characters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I guess, did you see that coming? Like the reveal with like she's getting his DNA to go, and then like when she starts looking up all this stuff about like Black Wall Street and trying to find his ancestors, it's kind of like, oh, she's probably related to him somehow.
That was not that much of a surprise for me.
Yeah,
maybe
it wasn't the big surprise of the show.
No,
this week.
Maybe I've just watched enough TV to know how these things go.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, that was, I think, a really good character twist for her in the moment, and just kind of validation of like, oh, what we've seen isn't just this generic plot or world building, but it actually will impact the story because it impacts these characters personally.
Yeah, it opens up a really cool avenue for these characters to go down.
Yeah.
But then also, I mean, lots of stuff happened in this episode. Even though mainly it was a lot of exposition, still a lot of stuff happened.
There was a lot of stuff that happened. We talked about the DNA test.
That was awesome. Like,
yeah,
I thought that was like when they went to the museum and like how she like fooled the machine.
Yeah,
just acting like this dude. I was like, oh, this is cool. I mean, she obviously knows what she's doing.
Mm-hmm.
But I just thought it was cool use of technology too to like go to this place and see how Tulsa was affected by this event.
Yeah, and
then also to like figure out if your ancestors were a part of it. And I'm guessing that might be a part of maybe where referendations come in.
Yeah,
like maybe it's like you can find proof so you can get those referendations from people
from the government.
So that kind of answered a question I have last week, where it's like what are these? Like,
yeah.
And answer my question. Oh, I appreciate that. You have to wait 20 episodes or however long this is going to be.
They're going to give us 6 more questions,
yeah,
but
true.
They've at least answered that one.
Can mark one off.
But the whole setup between Will and Angela was the fact that she found him next to Judd's hanging corpse.
Yeah.
And WTF, we find out a little more about that this week, too.
Yeah. And that was a really interesting exchange that they're having, because he's like, no, I didn't kill him, but I strung him up. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Why? And, like, you could see the confusion that, like, she was going through.
Right.
Of why somebody would do that, but they didn't kill him.
Mm-hmm.
Why string him up?
I have a feeling we're going to get a lot more...
Yeah.
Will likes to talk in riddles.
Yes.
And is probably going to be more of that. I mean, more of that source of truth, despite it being gray.
Yeah.
You know, if there's anything this episode told us, is that don't trust what you think is black and white.
Yes.
Because
they even said that.
Yeah. Hey.
I thought it was fun too how he kept trying to convince her that he was Dr.
Oh gosh.
He can't change his body like that. He's like, oh, well, how do you know? I may have learned something. He's like, you can't do that.
Use your telekinesis. But yeah, the big reveal then being that he tells her that Judd has skeletons in his closet. Mm-hmm. She goes to the funeral procession it's not procession even, just the funeral party at home, I guess. And in a fantastic scene, this was maybe some of my favorite acting from her, does this like fake out, I'm just so overwhelmed, tricks the
dude when she's on the bed and her eyes go open and that sweet score comes in. I was just like, oh yeah, let's do it.
Let's go.
That was so awesome.
And then we get to see some of the cool tech. That's one of the other things I really like about this world, is that it's full of this slightly upgraded steampunk tech.
Yeah. And also like another reference of Night Owl's technology. We got his Archimedes, I almost called it a plane. It's not a plane.
Some sort of airship.
His airship, yeah. In the first episode, and now we got his goggles in the second one. Man, Night Owl's gonna show up, and it's gonna be weird. But not Night Owl, but shoot, what's his name? Donald. I think it's Donald. could look in there real quick. Gosh darn it, I can't remember. But I'm excited for him to show up.
What was your reaction when she pans across the closet and you see the Klan outfit?
So first off, when it just showed the mannequin,
Oh,
because
sure.
it's X-rayed,
Yep.
so you can't see the cloth.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, homie's a former superhero.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh, which one is he? And she opened it, and I was like, oh.
And
the opposite.
Big left turn.
That's bad. That's bad. No. That was not what I was expecting. I don't know if it's his.
Yeah.
I know in the last episode it shows an image of him, and I'm guessing his dad. So maybe his dad was involved somehow, and he's hiding it, but he still has it for some reason. I don't know. But
Well, you keep it like a.
I
I
don't
mean,
know,
it's
I
not
just
like a trophy, but it's.
I like his character. I don't want him to be this
I know, right?
racist dipwad.
They've made him too likable.
Gosh darn it! What'd you do to me, HBO? But yeah, that was like, oh whoa.
Much like other HBO shows, I'll just name drop. Oh no! The one with Amy Adams.
Sharp Objects.
Yeah, Sharper Objects or Sharp Objects.
I didn't watch it.
I don't know. I watched it. Just because one thing's revealed in an episode doesn't mean it's. Don't take it at face value.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's equally as plausible that he isn't that isn't his. It was planted. It was a relative's. That it's equally as plausible as him actually being a Klan member,
Mhm, yeah.
which is or a knight. What are they called? White Knights members.
The 7th Cavalry.
7th Cavalry.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they are.
So far there's this really cool comparison in between Watchmen the Watchmen comic and then also this show so far.
Mm-hmm.
We have an older character, I guess that doesn't really matter, but who was killed.
Yeah.
That starts off an investigation. Comedian, police chief. In the first one, in the comic, I can't use my words. Rorschach shows up and he hits a button in the closet. It opens up and he finds the comedian's costume.
Right.
Same thing. She shows up, hits a button. Klan member outfit. The opposite. But I really like kind of what they're doing. Kind of doing the same thing, but it's like totally different.
Yeah. I appreciate that it's not a carbon copy.
Yeah.
This is its own story, and
Mhm.
it's just giving us those Easter eggs or nods
Mhm.
to the comic.
Yeah. It's really cool.
What did you think about the flashback of the White Knight?
I thought it was really cool. I didn't know if it was really done super well.
Mm-hmm.
But I really liked that it was in there, so we can get an idea of why she retired.
Why she is the way she is.
Yeah, and kind of what happened, how we are introduced to why they have their 3 kids,
Mm-hmm.
and also what happened to their parents, and then kind of the reason why the masks are a thing now.
Yeah.
It was a very quick way to inform us about why all these things are different,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought it was cool. The scene itself, like filmed wise and script wise, I thought was okay.
Yeah, I didn't think it was
somebody in the house. Was like,
quite
"Oh."
its strongest moment this
Yeah.
episode, but again, world building. I'd rather have that than just a bunch of exposition about
Mhm.
Don't tell me about it.
At least
show
they
me
showed
it.
us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
show don't tell.
Yeah.
One of the other things we got teased a little last week about the American hero
Yeah.
story, and this week we got I don't know how much of it, but
a 5-minute clip.
yeah, just kind of planted in there.
Yeah. We're kind of getting, well, at least like it looked like this. What they showed us was just a little introduction to Hooded Justice, and
Mm-hmm.
like it's straight out of the Under the Hood section of Watchmen, which is super cool.
Yeah.
Like I'm rereading it right now, and I just read that section of the original Night Owl talking about Hooded Justice first coming onto the scene and saving the people in the convenience store. Like, that's really crazy. And I just read the part about him being shot in the back of the head, and is this actually Hooded Justice, or did he get away?
Mm-hmm.
Like, is he not dead? He's just somebody who happened to be a strong man. And disappeared at the same time. But like, that's really cool. And I also I loved how it's like, this contains graphic violence, graphic sexual content, graphic language, racial slurs, rape, like all of this. It lists off everything that can possibly be bad and like would be in an R-rated movie. And it's at the beginning, it goes on for so long. It's like, don't watch this with your children. Pans over and he's watching it with his like 12-year-old kid. I was like, oh, okay.
All right.
Yeah, I hope we get a lot more of that.
Yeah,
I think
my guess is that kind of sprinkled into each episode, we're gonna get 5 or so minutes of,
which is really cool,
of that, which will be confusing because HBO shows like they're multiple threads, and so we're gonna get. But again, I love it. It's great. Oh, real quick. Before the discovery of in Judd's closet, Angela and the police go to a trailer park.
Oh yeah,
Nixonville.
I
thought that was another really interesting world building moment.
It's where all the racist people live.
It's showing us like just that sense of escalation.
Yeah.
When something happens, and even if you don't have
the proof,
I think this is like doubling down on the Judd's line in the last episode about, should I have had, authorized use of firearms? I don't know, but it's my funeral, and we're gonna see how that escalates over the next couple episodes.
Yeah.
But
I'm guessing it doesn't really go super well.
No, probably not. Probably going to end up with a bunch of people dead. Unfortunately.
As long as I'm entertained.
But yeah, no, I thought it was interesting that Nixon's a character who has some sort of political position and or almost cultish attraction for a group of people.
Yeah.
They look like they're bad people.
Yeah, it seems that way. That's where the last bad bloke came from. So
yeah, exactly.
I can understand why they're storming the gates and wanting to do all this stuff. Also, that was really the only action scene. Just real quick.
It really was, wasn't it?
Sister Knight, I think that's her name, Angela Barr's.
Oh yeah.
Alter ego, just whipping on some dude real quick, some sweet kicks.
Yeah,
that was the only action. Just, it's kind of another example of superhero shows that don't really need action.
If you have intriguing characters, you don't need it to just be punches and kicks. And,
yeah.
The last thing I want to talk about, the big one that is the play.
Yeah.
Adrian Veidt.
I think it's Veidt.
Okay.
Veidt. It's German.
Jeremy Irons' character.
Yeah.
Last episode, we got to hear that he was writing a play. In this episode, we got to see that play being performed privately for him, and it took, again, not a completely unexpected turn, but I was still kind of shocked by it.
I didn't think he'd actually be set on fire.
Yeah.
But then again, I didn't know they were surrounded by 50 of themselves.
Yeah.
And I thought that was awesome.
We're introduced to what is, in a episode full of twists, perhaps the biggest twist. I don't know if that's bigger than the Judd twist, but this idea that we live in a world with clones.
Mm-hmm.
And
also teleporting and raining squids. So
I thought that was enough, but no, we had to throw clones in there too, because why not?
Why not?
I loved the scene, though, in terms of the emotional connection I felt with, I can't remember the lady's name, the maid's name.
Yeah.
But
I don't
she's out
either.
there. They have this conversation of I need real tears, and the way he gets that is by burning Mr. Phillips in the refrigerator or whatever it was. and she's just like, she stands there shocked, and he's like, real tears, Mrs.
Yeah.
So and so.
It's like, sell it. It's like, what's going on? This dude is still crazy.
Clearly very crazy. And then obviously at the end of the play, the whole like, you're the new Mr. Phillips now.
And he's like, yes.
He's super excited.
And
I'm
I feel like he knows he's gonna be burnt alive.
definitely.
And he's just like, yes, highest honor. I get to do it. I'll be dead. He probably doesn't care. He probably knows he's a clone, so I don't know what a clone thinks.
Better than being cast as Mr. Manhattan and having just to walk around naked.
Oh, yeah. No, same guy.
But are they?
That was really... I liked how they kind of did some... If you haven't read the comic and you're watching this show and you've been hearing about Dr. Manhattan, here's how he was created really quick. Just a real quick thing. I thought that was cool. Little reference to the birth of Mr. Manhattan.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Manhattan.
Doctor. Call me Doctor. But overall, I really liked the episode.
Yeah, me too.
Did you have any other particular scenes you want to talk about? I think we covered the big ones. If there's any little moments, though. Because I don't think we got nearly as many, like we had, we didn't get nearly as many interpersonal with kind of the hero cast that's there now.
Yeah.
We had a little interaction, but not like the
I was
first
a little sad we
episode.
didn't get as much, like, Red Scare and Looking Glass.
Yeah.
Especially Looking Glass, because he is awesome.
Yeah.
I
He's
think-
got one scene that's kind of in the back of a police car,
Yeah.
and that's it.
Yeah,
And
and him
then-
eating ramen, also really interesting and very Rorschach of him to be wearing his mask at home and just
Yeah.
lifting it up and eating through it. So I kind of, I'm starting to agree with Tyler where he's like, yeah, I think he's going to be kind of the Rorschach character.
Mm-hmm.
So, man, I love that freaking mask. It looks so cool.
Any other...
HBO needs to sell some of those.
Oh, yeah.
I will buy one.
Positives, negatives. Overall, the episode, we kind of talked about. We liked a lot of the scenes. It was maybe not quite as strong as the pilot,
Yeah,
but
the first one had this intensity to it, and this one was just like, okay, oh, whoa. Where the first one was like, oh my gosh, somebody's gonna get sniped.
Mhm.
The entire time I thought somebody was gonna get sniped, and then they did. They didn't show it. Not to the very end, but yeah, just kind of an overall less intense, but still a really, really good episode. Pro wise, I don't think there's anything else. Just awesome performances.
yeah.
All around.
I think this
really.
episode really proved to me that they've got a great cast.
Yes.
We kind of thought that, but like when you can have an hour-long episode with one action scene in it, and it go by that, like it felt paced really well. I was intrigued around every scene turn.
It ends and you're like, is that it?
Yeah,
That was an hour? What?
that tells me it's got some good casting.
Yeah. I guess I just have, one question was answered. I got 6 more. What the heck is Vite doing?
Mm-hmm.
How is Will connecting? And I guess how will Vite eventually connect to the main story? Because I don't know why he wouldn't. But,
Who's Will working with is
Yeah.
another thing, like because he gets taken away at the end of the very end. It's like here comes this UFO with a big magnet.
Yeah, what the
Just
heck?
take the whole car.
That was strange. Looked like something out of some like goofy cop comedy.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I got you. I'll get you with this magnetic ring.
Yeah, he really is.
Ah. But yeah. Overall, really great episode. Can't wait for episode 3.
Yeah. You want to throw out any predictions for anything?
Prediction: Vite isn't connected to the main storyline. He'll be confusing until if there's 10 episodes, I'll say episode 8.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna predict. I have no idea. I still have no idea.
Mhm.
Like, I don't know where this is going.
I don't either. My prediction coming out of this is that that the whole White Knight thing, like that incident, was set up by Judd was a part of that conspiracy in order to get.
Cops wear masks?
Yeah.
Ooh.
There's my hot take.
I like it. I'm going to hop onto that tandem bicycle with you.
Let's do it.
So, cool. I'm also super let's no. I just want to know what the next episode is called. I could probably look it up, but I like the episode titles. The seventh rainbow color or something. I don't know. Something weird. But
it's out there.
Let us know what you guys thought of the episode in the comments. Send us your predictions, or if you agree with Brett's prediction. I agree with him. If you don't know, we have a podcast that goes up on YouTube Monday nights. We go live so we can talk to a chat, and it goes up on iTunes and Google Play, so you can check that out. Just search What the Fanboy. We also, if you want links to our social medias and links to where the podcast and everything can be found, just go to whatthefanboy.com, and everything will be right there. You can check out our merch there. It's really cool. So like, comment, subscribe. We love you to do all that stuff. In the meantime, what's the title? You have it.
It's not out.
Oh, you suck.
HBO's own site doesn't have it.
Just kidding.
If it's anything like Game of Thrones, it's just Watchmen episode 3 until an hour after it premieres. Then they change
Pretty
it.
true. Anyway, in the meantime, we'll see you guys around.
We'll see you next week.
Bye, everybody.
What's up? Nah! Just don't shoot me.
Pull up.
You're upside
Pull
down.
up. Pull up.
Tyler. It's Tyler is missing.
It's always weird when it's two of us.
Just the two of us.
Just the two of us.